Good morning and greetings. My name is Shane CK, and this is an HSCO 511 Group Dynamic Group Leading Report assignment. I am a graduate student studying Human Service Counseling at Liberty University. I hold an associate in liberal arts and a bachelor's degree in interdisciplinary studies from Liberty University. I am an active duty member and proud to serve this great nation. I am qualified to lead this group from qualification earned in the military, although I am not clinically certified. I held my group session on the 16th of October at the Christ Gospel Church in St. Petersburg, Florida. This group session lasted approximately 90 minutes as slated for. This group was made up of myself as the leader and 12 individuals, and of the 12, 9 were officers and 3 were enlisted service members in the United States Navy. The group was a closed group. Out of the 12 group members, 3 will be retiring and moving into the civilian sector, while the others will be retained upon completion of this group. Meeting started on time with all members in attendance. The purpose of this group is to help service members get back on track from past and or present alcohol abuse. The group setting, I decided to lead this group as I have done so in the past. We began the group session by giving the group an icebreaker question, and shortly after began with each individual introducing themselves to the group. Upon our discussion, I posted a quote in the room to help set the tone for the group, and it reads, and I quote, "You will never master your entire life work in one day. Relax, take a quick breather, seize the moment, and seize the day. Take those moments and turn them into momentum and keep going." My goal for this group is to be in oneness and be like-minded individuals coming together from the same background, the United States military, the Navy, and talk through their pain and struggles as they transition from the military to civilian lives for those who are retiring. The goal is the same for those who are recovering and being kept as active duty members. The complete purpose of this group is to discuss ways and implement a plan to get back on track, to fulfill our duties as men and women of this great nation, whether in uniform or not. These individuals are participating completely under the jurisdiction of the military, as this is a process for retention and the completion of one service expiration. This group is open to all genders to bring their ideas and perspective. As the group leader, I use rounds to help start a discussion. The introduction round will be used to allow each member to speak and to build a connection with each member of the group. During these discussions, I allowed individuals to stray from the topic as their personality and struggles lead to important points in the discussion, which help energize the group as a whole. Group dynamics, content, and process. In the beginning stage of the group, there was an underlying camaraderie based on each other's members' introduction. In this case, I knew each of the members in the group due to them being in the same department and division. I certainly use my connections with the group to help set the tone and setting of how this group will be run. I use my knowledge and familiarity of all the members that show the similarities among them, which help them to speak more, participate more, and have an overall understanding of the assignment at hand. For example, although only some of the service members have kids, a connection was still able to be made, as those who were childless could relate to the discussion by considering a young niece, nephew, or cousin. Using this relation, I was able to have them in a round speak about the importance of their children and close family members and reflect on how important they are to each and every member of this group. Once we all made the connection, I was able to view their nonverbal communication, which also helped me to use them lean in and begin to open up to each other. This definitely helped because the switch from topic to the next was smooth and the transitional process was great with keeping the group focused. During this time, I noticed that there were connections became very apparent and transparent due to the familiarity of each other. At the beginning of the session, we shared fun facts about ourselves to break the ice and allow the participants to see how the flow of the group and meeting was going to go. Everyone established their connection. I switched the topic that would focus on individual struggles for those separating from the military and a similar topic for those being retained. I facilitated conversations and allowed each group member to tell their own story. Doing so allowed each person to realize that they weren't the only one who struggled with alcohol abuse. I also saw that each member was able to relate to another and refer back to their story when speaking. In most groups, there would be a period where we get off track a little. One of the group members was a little off topic. Instead of cutting him off right away, I let him speak to see if what was being said could be connected to our topic of discussion. In the long run, it wasn't. So I used the method of cutting the individual off to bring the member back on track with the original group discussion by redirecting him. Even though I redirected the member, I did make note of his point to bring it in the summary. This reassured him I was listening. I kept notes about all discussion to assist in my summary of the group as a whole. This helped with the overall participation of each member of the group. Self-assessment. In regard to self-assessment of this session, I felt all members participated adequately to help the group to be successful. As the group leader, I was able to listen more and speak less in this group as it was structured that way. For the most part, the group stayed on topic with little deviation. As I mentioned before, a group member strayed off topic, but I was able to redirect the individual back to the topic at hand. I was able to use a round technique to bring clarity to the topic and help summarize each member's experience in particular to certain topics. One in particular topic I asked was in a round. I asked them what their experience and emotions and reaction when someone says, "Thank you for your service." I started this round by conveying my personal belief and giving my take on the phrase, which led to great discussion and helped solidify our synergy of the group. I know all don't have the same experiences, but they were able to relate, form a connection, and a bond individually. As a group, we gained perspective from each other as the group was very easy to facilitate. Each group member waited to speak on their turn and showed maximum respect to one another. Application and conclusion. Leading this group gave me an opportunity to measure where I am in this field and also see my knowledge of counseling and group dynamics in real time. I realize this is something I look forward to doing to help motivate individuals on a whole. The feedback received from each member of the group I led have been nice and constructive in its own nature. In the future group meetings, I would love to have a little more detail, a written outline to guide me so I'm able to get more out of my group members and session. I also would love to be more prepared for when a group member goes off topic. Practicing the art would help me to keep the group focused. Having an outline will help me to be better prepared for future groups. One area that I need to enhance in is the communication and eye contact. Letting my group see that I will allow them to be more receptive of the information and I'm putting out. I look forward to being in the same space as my groups because being around them, I can actually read their nonverbal communication, which helps me to prepare or to make certain changes to my program outlined. Overall, this was a great group, and I'll leave you with this quote as we go. Great teamwork is the only way to create the breakthroughs that defined our lives and careers. Have a good day.